All right, dear Chairman Hefner and members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to testify in support of House Bill 674. My name is Ammon Blair, and I'm a senior fellow for the Texas Public Policy Foundation. My testimony today draws directly from my experience as a Border Patrol agent in the Rio Grande Valley sector, specifically at the Rio Grande City Station in Stark County, and subsequently as a Texas Army National Guard officer serving on Operation Lone Star. During my service as a Border Patrol agent and later as an officer, I witnessed firsthand how criminal elements systematically evade law enforcement checkpoints. Unlike other border states where vast tracts of federally owned land allow for unrestricted law enforcement patrols, Texas' extensive private land ownership limits access for law enforcement. Cartels and smuggling organizations exploit these jurisdictional constraints to establish predictable smuggling corridors across ranches, avoiding detection for miles before dispersing further inland. During my time in the field, I personally witnessed repeat smugglers using private ranch roads to evade capture, leaving behind damaged property, injured civilians, and overwhelmed law enforcement stretched thin. Prosecution and pursuit policies by the federal government shift between each administration, leading to inconsistent enforcement and unpredictable consequences for smugglers. Federal priorities change, and prosecutorial discretion often results in lenient enforcement or outright case dismissals, especially when resources are stretched thin, as they were in the last 4 years. As a result, cartels and their smuggling organizations understand that penalties at the federal level are inconsistent and often unenforced, turning evasion from law enforcement into a low-risk, high-reward for the cartel. The lack of meaningful legal consequences has created a revolving door for offenders, where smugglers who are apprehended simply return to their criminal activities within days or weeks, just as you just mentioned. Representative McLaughlin just mentioned. Knowing that prosecution is unlikely or at worst will result in minimal penalties. So without stronger state-level enforcement, Texas remains at the mercy of a shifting federal policy that has already proven inadequate at deterring cartel activity. This bill is not just about enforcement, it is about protecting Texas communities, securing private property, and ensuring that law enforcement efforts are not wasted on repeat offenders who face no real consequences for current actions.